All right, we finally made it there. The hardest problems we can get to. Mixed number times mixed number. Blah. All right, so when we take a look at this, let's go ahead. First off, area model. It's doable, but no offense, it looks like a train wreck whenever I do it. I really advise you not to. If you are all about the area model, you're more than welcome to try it. I'll walk you through it a little bit if need be, but trust me, it's probably best not to. We can still do a linked model though, so let's take a look at what a linked model would work like. So I'm doing 2 and a fourth. All right, so there's 1, 2, and a fourth. Okay, so that's my 2 and a fourth. I'll shade these in because I know some people don't get upset when I don't shade them in. Now, the one thing I would do if you're doing mixed numbers, and I almost forgot, I might want to darken this in a little bit just so I don't get confused, because when you multiply by a mixed number, you end up with a lot of stuff underneath it. Okay, so let's do that now. So I need to find 2 and 3/4 of this number. Okay, 2 and 3/4 times it. So for each piece, I need 2 and 3/4 of it. So here's this one. I need 1 for that one, 2, and now I need 3/4. Fourths. Yeah. Well, 1, 2, 3. There's my 2 and 3/4 of just this first piece. Then I do it again. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. There's my 2 and 3/4 of that piece. Then I have to do it here as well. Okay. This is why you may want to be switching over to an equation based on this, but we'll take a look at it. Now I need 2 and 3/4. So I got 1, 2. This piece, I only get 3/4 of it. These don't matter because I'm only getting 0 of those. So these are all my pieces now. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 whole units there. These pieces are in fourths, so I can add them quickly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6/4. Yes, I know that that is an improper fraction. That's okay. All right, now we're down to these pieces. Well, guess what? This is a fourth, and so is this one. So I actually have 2 more fourths that were sitting there. I didn't count them originally because they looked different, but that's okay. We can just add on 2 more fourths. Down here, though, okay? Forgot to break all of these up. Shame on me. All right, so when I look at this bottom box to see what I have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 8, 12, 16 out of 16 boxes. So that's now what I'm adding together. Now, I got real lucky this time because when I add these together, it's going to make 8/4, and 8/4 is the same thing as 2. Normally, that doesn't happen. Normally, you're going to end up with a whole bunch of different pieces here that you're going to have to add together, which again is why the linked model can be very difficult for some people with mixed numbers. All right, so when we take a look at it, this ends up being 8/4, which is 2, so I end up with 6 and 3/16. Very lucky that I didn't have to add 1,000 things together on that one. But that is how you would do the linked model when you're doing a mixed number times a mixed number. All right, now we have other ways to do this that are more equation based. So we could take a look at turning them into an improper fraction. That's one of the strategies we learned with just one mixed number. We can do it with 2. So if I'm doing 2 and 1/4, all right, that means this 2 needs to break up into fourths, so it's going to make 8/4 plus the one that's there means this is now 9/4. That's what this term turns into. 2 and 3/4, well, 2, we already know if you break it up into fourths, it's going to make 8/4 plus the 3 that are there. 8 plus 3 makes 11. So I've got, okay, these 2 terms that we just built. Now multiplying them. So now it's just a simple straight shot. 9 times 11 is 99. Okay, and then 4 times 4 is 16. All right, now some of you looking at that can already tell what our problem is. This is going to give those of you who are struggling with division a much, much harder time of doing this because you're going to have a lot to simplify. We're doing 99 divided by 16. So you have to figure out how many 16s are in 99. So that's a lot of steps to it. I'm not going to bore you with it, but I know what we would end up doing is taking the 99 like this and breaking it because we're dividing it by 16. So I'm going to use the magic of editing to do this. And I ended up with 6, a remainder of 3. So that 3 is still being divided by 16. So my end answer ended up being 6 and 3/16. Okay, so it's a lot of division if you're going to do it this way. When you change a mixed number into an improper fraction to multiply, it's always going to get quite a bit larger. Okay.